Okay, so let's continue. We left off, we've built the wall up, we now have a bridge in place, and you can see it's starting to get frost. So it's become winter, and the actual if we look over the the water now, it's actually an ice wall. It's completely frozen. This is actually kind of going to go in our favour, because I was thinking maybe of digging out and having a little something, basically a little well, I don't know what in there, but I guess we kind of have the indoor water, but we don't want it to freeze. So what I may do is actually channel out in one of the corners. I believe it goes straight into that corner there, yes. So what I'm going to do is channel out. So let's do D and H, and what we want to do is actually channel out, say maybe the corner here. That's why not? Let's go into the corner there. So let's channel out an area. I don't want it too massive. Let's say go up to the edge of the wall. So we'll channel out that area there. So that's fine. So our miners will come along and we'll channel out this area. Now we don't need to worry too much, because obviously the water is frozen, but what we want to do quickly is go down. We want to get a floodgate, so what we're going to do is going to build a floodgate. So that's into the masons area, A, and a floodgate I believe is L. Yes, so let's get a couple of floodgates as well. And while I'm thinking about it, we're going to get some hatch covers as well. I'll show you what we want them for, but we want 4 hatch covers. So we'll build them as well, and there we go, that's channeled out. So now we can see, once that water is enabled, we're going to have this big gaping area. So we want to remove some of these designations. You don't really need to, it's just me being picky, I guess, I don't know. Let's remove all of those designations, so we can just come along. He'll clear all those out. The miners come along, they dig all those out. Make sure you leave yourself one that you can actually get out, which is what I've done there. So next up, we want to well, we could do with clearing out those. Let's just get these rocks out of the way, because I don't like rocks being in the way. So they'll come and get cleared out of the way, and then we're going to put that floodgate down here once they finally move them. So let's build. Oh, the weather is cleared. That's not a good sign. We want to get that floodgate in place pretty quick, sharp. I don't want the floor grate. I want a floodgate, which is X, B, and X. And what I want to do is put that floodgate. Well, I want to put it there, but I believe that is just below there, which is excellent. So I want to place it there. So that will be the floodgate. Hopefully our man will come down. And what we need to make sure is that they don't block themselves in. Not to worry if they do, because we're going to be linking this to a mechanism. So we want to go down to our meeting hall, which is F1, remember. We want to build a lever. I'll put this in the other corner. Put it anywhere you like, really. You can. I'm just purely putting it there because I know where it's going to be nice and easy to get to. So let's go back up, and this is the classic case of thick dwarves. He's actually placed the floodgate, and now he's blocked himself in. So, well, there's a few ways we can get around that. We can build a ramp. The main way of doing it is to build a false wall and then suspend the building, which means he will purposely do it on one side. We'll come to that. But for now, I can just dig him out. It's actually worked out quite well. But we can just get him out there. We'll just link the lever up, which is exactly what he's just done. He's built the lever. We're going to link it now to that floodgate. So it is A and then F to link to floodgate, and it will automatically go to the floodgates you've got on the map. I've only got one, so you can see it says Siltstone Floodgate. Press enter, tells you the 2 mechanisms to use, and there we go. So now he's going to build them. Actually running out of mechanisms, so let's knock a couple more of those out. A and T, lots of mechanisms. I'm going to get a couple of cabinets while they're doing nothing. I don't like to see these using nothing. I'll get a couple more hatch covers out as well, because I'll be using those, and then a couple more coffers in there. So we'll just keep these guys busy. I don't like to see them sitting around. The leatherworks has also been built, but we'll come to that shortly. Let's have a quick look at our supplies. Well, we've got 100 plants, 50 drinks, so maybe knock out another few brews. I like to try and keep things topped off. So our mechanic will now come along, and he'll link up that floodgate in a moment once There he is, he's down there at the moment. You can see him linking it up. Floodgate now being connected down there. Has he connected it down the bottom? We'll soon find out. You can query over it. He's still linking it to the trigger. There he is. He's linking the final piece. And once he's done there, we now are linked up. There we go. So now let's pull that lever. So again, Q over to it, then A, and then Shift P to pull the lever. Just like with the bridge. Someone pulls the lever. We go up to the top. He's already been allowed out. There we go. He can now come out. So again, we want to clear those rocks. If someone's going to come along and kindly clear them for me, I'd be much appreciated. Sooner or later, someone will come and do it. If not, not to worry. The snow's come again, so the lake will stay frozen for a short while. So what I actually want to do now, I want to build a well. I'm probably going to need a few things, and those that know what I'm doing here will probably understand it. So let's cover the area up with a floor. So because we don't need this bit showing, that's fine. We can cover that over, and we'll use siltstone again. So that'll be a nice white floor there. And we want to build a well. So if you go to your build menu, B, and come through it, and it is L, I believe, yes, well. Now what it's saying is you need to build some blocks. Okay, great. So let's go down to our mason, who I've just told him to build lots of hatches and cabinets, etc. But we want a block, so rock block. Okay, and if you want that made pretty quick, you promote it. So P to promote the current task. You can see it's now moving up, and now it's at the top. So that will get built pretty quick. So if we come back up to our area, you can see that they're going to be building the floor there shortly. And they're not going to bother moving these rocks. They don't care. There's just no love in the world for my miners. They just don't give a monkeys about this. Oh, here we go. Now I've been waiting for this to happen. So our miner's been taking a Fey mood. You can see him in the room here. If you can't see him, he's getting his exclamation mark. The game will pause. So what he's going to do now, there's various types of moods, and we'll see what he needs. Hopefully it's nothing drastic. So he's going to go off to workshop now. And what they do is they create an item. However, only if the item's available. He's gone into the mason's workshop, so you can see he's kicking someone out of that workshop, and now he's immediately gone off to start collecting items. So he's got a bit of a rock. Let's see what else he comes back with. Another rock. Well, he's not very inventive, this guy. He just wants rocks by the looks of it. And he's gone off for a little while. He's come back with, was that fat? What was that he just came back with there? I didn't quite catch a glimpse. It looked like leather, actually. I think it was leather. I think he just came back with 2 rocks and a piece of leather. So let's see what he's going to create. He's began the mysterious construction. If they don't begin their construction and they just sit there at the workshop, you've got a problem. Because there's an item they want that you have not got available. Now you can query over him. And not really sure. You can see it. So he's actually working furiously. But if he's just stood there, he'll say, and there'll be messages. It'll be like ... bones or something like that. So he'll want some bones. So go slaughter a cow quick or something. Get him the big bones that he's after. If you want to check it out on the Magma Wiki, it tells you pretty much different ways. That's if you want spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, try and work it out. But if you don't manage to get exactly what they want, they'll eventually go into some sort of mad fit and possibly kill some of your people. So we've covered over this area. If I do remove construction, you can see it's all been built there now. So we've managed to cover over, and we want to build this well. So B and L for well. It needs placing on an open space. There we go. There's our open space. Now you need a bunch of things for a well, but as it happens, we've got a lot of them from our embarkation point. So press enter. Silt block. We've just built that. A willow bucket, so it needs a bucket. You can make that at Carpenter's if you don't have it. And then it needs a rope. Well, we've got plenty of ropes. As it is, we'll use pigtail fibre ropes. We come with them. We also traded for a few as well. And then it needs a mechanism. Well, we just built a load of them, so we use our siltstone mechanism. And that's it. So what that's actually going to do is build a well. So once the water is flooded in there, once this unfreezes, that's it. That's it. You have a well now, and it's in a nice, secure location. We can put the floodgate there. The idea of the floodgate is once this is frozen, because it's underground, and now that it is complete, I'm not even going to bother taking these out. Well, they don't want to, obviously they don't want to remove doing it, so let's remove the dumping since they're clearly not bothering to pick them up. We'll just leave them in there. And what we'll do is build the grate over there. Ah, here we go. The miner has now created this, a siltstone grate. Well done, son. You've made a grate. That's it's called Gusgash Rurast. So maybe let's have a look at that in a sec. And that's made him into a legendary mason, I believe. Is it? Let's see what it's actually made him into. So we have a look. He's actually a legendary miner. I lied. That hasn't made him into legendary or anything. He just happens to be a legendary miner, which is why he's flashing blue. If you ever see them flashing blue, that's because they are legendary at their job, and that's done absolutely nothing. So, nevertheless, he's made this wonderful item, and away he goes. Wonderful. That's a really nice little item that's been taken into, and probably never get used because I don't tend to use floor grates. So it'll just sit there, rotting away. What a waste of his talents. So let's build another floor panel and cover up this last piece. And siltstone, that'll do. There's a ramp under there, but we don't worry about that. I mean, that's the water will pass through the ramp. The rocks will also get flooded away a little bit, but they'll still stay there. So there we go. The well has been built. So now we have an indoor well. Well, I say indoor. We're actually inside. We don't have indoor yet. So I built those flood hatches. Now, what we want those for, those floor hatches, sorry, B and capital H, I actually want to put them over our entrance, just in case some creatures fly in and decide to descend, because we are open to the elements. You can have flying creatures up here. There you go, there's a flying creature right there. I don't want to build a kennel, I want to look at this guy. And you can see they're little flies, I think, at the moment. Yeah, it's a bumblebee worker, but you can see they can fly in. You can have like I mentioned, goblins on flying mounts, all sorts of things, and will just completely catch you out. So they've put those hatches there now, which will temporarily keep things. I mean, we can keep animals out. You can keep it tightly shut if you want. You can keep animals out of there, and that will keep animals out of your entire area. Well, that's great. So that's that jobbed. What we want next, I'm actually going to build a bridge, maybe over here, or I might build a second entrance. I'm not too sure. I've been debating over this overnight of what to maybe have a second entrance somewhere. Here we go. The water's now unfreezing, or the land is slowly unfreezing. But what I'm also going to do is build a barracks, because we want to show you a military. But let's first get the barracks in place, and then we'll get round to building a military. So I want to build a wall, and it's, as you can probably guess where it's going to go. It's going to go where this has just been built, and there we have. We're going to do quartz light, keep it the same, and basically we're turning this outdoor section into an indoor section is what we are going to do. And I don't want it like that long because I want a door in here. Let's keep the door open towards the top corner maybe. Should we keep it in the middle? No, we got a bunch of water in the way, so we'll perhaps have it there. That'll do. So we're going to build another wall there. Should we have a double door? No, we don't need a double door. There we go. So we'll have that as our thing. I'm also going to put a floor down actually. You don't really need to, but I'm going to anyway. It looks nicer. So we've got a lot of stone, so why not use it? Remember, this is also eating into my pasture space, so there we go. So now they're going to come out and build this great big floor area and this wall, so that will be nicely built. And this is going to be my barracks. I want a barracks. I want it next to the entrance, just in case, say, that I don't pull the bridge up in time or something like that. Something catches me out, they come rushing in, and that would be the problem. I also was thinking about building a possible bridge over this river so they can get back to the other side. When it's frozen, doesn't matter, they can just walk straight over it. When it's a raging river, I'm not too sure whether they can go over it. Excuse me as I cough down the mic, that's never that professional. So you can see the floor being built slowly here, as I've used the wrong stone for the other floor, which is Kind of annoying, but I'm sure I'll get by. I'm actually going to build beds in here, etc. But we need it to be closed off. So what I need to do is, in actual fact, remove one of these blocks because I want some stairs going up. So let's remove 2 stairs because you can't build stairs on a section that is already there. So what I'm going to do is actually remove those 2 blocks that I've built there. You can't build stairs on floor, which I know it doesn't really make sense, but there can't be anything there to build on, just the way it is. So they're going to remove those 2 blocks. We've now completed that area, so let's put a door in. Actually, we can have a little bit of floor there as well. The door can go over a floor, but stairs can't. Which actually kind of makes sense. You wouldn't tile a floor, would you? And then build stairs on top of it. No, you need footings. You need to dig out. It does make sense, kind of. We've frozen. There we go. As the weather changes. Stonecrafter cancels. Let's have a look at what that message was. Stonecrafter cancels pen pasture, large animal inaccessible. So there's a big cow or something in the way. I'm not sure what that was, but he's in the way. That guy really needs to be careful. He's fishing on ice that's melting. That's not going to be too clever, is it? But we'll see what happens to him. He might well drown in a moment, as that river is slowly. I'm a little concerned. I don't want my fishermen to drown, but we'll see what happens there. So we want some upstairs. B, capital C and U. So we want 2 upstairs here, and again, just like a wall, you build it upwards. And like I say, you can't build it there because there's a construction present, so you wouldn't be building it on a tiled floor. We'll use quartzite again. And there we go. So that will build stairs there. Bang, bang, up you go. So now what we want to do, we want the next floor up, because we need to put a roof on this building. You can't place beds until it's actually become a proper building. So let's do some up-down stairs. Again, same location. We're going to go up, and we're going to place 2 up-down stairs there, so quartzites. And there we go. And they will get built there. We'll also put a door on this, because it's a barracks. We want it as a nice little barracks. Let's have a quartzite door. Now bring that up as well. Keep an eye on your stocks, don't forget. Plants are actually running pretty low, which is slightly concerning. And I also seem to recall that I need to fill out some of these beds down the bottom here. So let's put the beds in place. Actually going to run me out of beds for my barracks, but never mind. Let's furiously place the beds into all the possible locations. I think it's, I'm going to work this out at is 16, 32, 44, is it 44 bedrooms in here? I'm sure somebody might correct me if I'm wrong. As we have, let's put these containers as well. Let's put a couple more coffers in here, make the bedrooms nicer. Since we've got a load of coffers built, we need to be careful I don't start using those bags again, like I did before. Coffers, 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 coffers. It's H, B and H for coffers. If you've forgotten, B, H, quartzite coffer, coffer. We've got lots of coffers here. You can see we've been busy producing them. Coffer. Siltstone coffer. Let's put a few more down the bottom here. Not very exciting to watch, I'm sure, this bit, but you know, everybody has to go through this process. You cannot skip on anything. It is all manual labour, as it were. Siltstone coffer, a quartzite copper, siltstone coffer, and I think that's my last one. Siltstone coffer, so we need to build some more of those. We also want to put some doors in place again. We've only got 13 doors, and my maths tells me that's not going to be enough. And there we go. You're pretty much getting the hang of this by now, I'd hope. And so obviously we want to go straight up to our mason. We want a bunch of doors being built. We're going to want some more coffers. We'll probably want some cabinets as well. And I'm also going to build, I don't need any more rock pots, I've still got plenty of beds in there by the looks of it. Actually no, those beds are probably all allocated now, so let's get a bunch of beds out. And I think I was building some more cages, so let's get some more bins as well. I think I've built a load of cages. So those cages are going to be put into use. In fact, what we'll do is B, capital T, and cage trap. So we want a couple more cages down here, because you know, a goblin, they may come in single file and it'll only stop one. Despite the fact you've got 4 traps there, they might all just get past. So let's put a reasonable row of traps here. It also uses that mechanism as well. It won't actually ask you if you've got a cage, so remember to keep on top of your mechanisms and cages while you do this. So let's get a couple more mechanisms out, because we're nearly out of those. Let's have a quick look. Let's maybe brew another cheeky drink or two. And just it's a balancing job now. There we go. So that we can see our water now is actually melted. I mentioned that guy was on the ice. He's on the ice again. He doesn't learn, does he? He's fishing on the ice down there. He's caught a big fish. There we go. Caught himself. Looks like a salmon. He's got a. Is it going to tell us what he's carrying? It's not going to tell us what he's carrying there. You can see his thoughts and preferences. He's actually got his meager quarters and 1 chest, so he's happy. You know, he's ecstatic actually. Zenning, this is my fisherman, has been ecstatic lately. He's dined in a legendary dining room recently, slept in a good bedroom recently, admired his own fine bed lately. He's admired his fine table lately. He was caught in the rain. Well, he's a fisherman, of course he was. He's been satisfied at work. He was caught in a snowstorm recently. Well, he shouldn't have been out fishing when it was frozen, really, frankly. We can't do anything about that. He's 83. These are dwarfs. They live a long time, so he's a young dwarf. He's skinny with sideburns, etc. If you really want to know, I mean, you can literally learn everything about your dwarf. You can check out his health. So he's got no health problems at the moment. You can also check out his wounds, his treatment, his history, and when we start getting into hospitals, he's also in a relationship. There is 2 deities. He's got 2 pets actually. He's got a ram and a piglet. That's a little bit greedy, isn't it? And these are his acquaintances, his passing acquaintances. So he's got no lover in his life. Your dwarves will get married. They will have children. They will do everything that a randy little dwarf would do. Anyway. We've built this area, and we're going to put 2 more floor hatches on here. So B and H, shift, capital H that is. So we're putting the floor hatches on. So that's going to prevent things flying down if I keep it tightly sealed. And we're also going to build a floor. Actually, that's a fortification. I want a floor, and we're just going to build that across the top, and it's basically going to act as a roof. Simple as that. It's our roof going on top. Again, it's just the same as before. U, K, H, and M to increase, decrease sizes. So we'll cover that area. You can see as I press the wrong key, we just need that little piece there. You don't need to go up to the walls, because we're actually going to build some more walls probably at a later stage. But this is just how I'm doing it. So that's basically now, as soon as those are complete, that will be. Now downstairs, this will become an actual indoor room, because you're effectively putting a building in there. So something's been suspended. No, it's been suspended. Why has it been suspended? Siltstone coffer actually, it's been suspended, so it's down in the bedrooms. Not too sure why that was suspended. It's frozen again, which means the weather's probably changing. Either that or one of my hard drives are filling excessively. So one of my crafters creates a masterpiece. You can see the wood piles are actually filling up there. There we go. So now it's completely full. So really, what I could do is close off this floodgate now. So let's go F1 down to my meeting room, and I'm going to pull the lever, and that will close off the floodgate. Someone will come along, pull that lever eventually. There we go. Someone will pull the lever. And now that floodgate is closed at the top here. So there we go. So what's going to happen is when this freezes over again, that water, because it's actually locked away underground, I've got it hidden away, it's out of the elements, it won't freeze. So then you've got a water supply, a fresh water supply in the well, should you actually, scarily enough, run out of beer. which is a worry, I know. And if you look at the well, it says it's a well, otherwise it will say it's dry. Well, it's not, it's a well, and it's in the corner there, so it's actually become a nice little room now with a well. So what we want to do now, we want to build some beds. We can't still build them yet because it's saying it must be inside. So as it is, we're waiting for the roof to be put on. You can see them, they're coming out slowly, and they'll place that roof.
Sorry, sir, I can't do it.
And we're running out of cages. You can see they're saying they can't put the cages down because we haven't got enough cages. Okay, fine. Let's knock out a bunch of cages. It's A, and I think cage is J. Yes, so we'll get a bunch of wooden cages there. So that'll be fine. Don't worry about that. We'll keep it on top. Our food situation is getting a little scary, if you ask me. We're getting a little bit low on really. So we could possibly slaughter an animal. If we actually look, we've got, are these wild? No, these are actually tame ducks. Brilliant. We've got, I got a drake, a peacock, and a peacock. So what we could do, we could actually start building nest boxes. I did mention this the other day. So what we're going to do is go down to our mason. We're going to build some nest boxes. It's actually the crafts dwarf, I believe, that makes them. So A, and it's rock, and a nest box. So what this is going to do is your ducks will find themselves a home, a nest box, once we've built it and placed it, and they'll be able to, they'll lay eggs basically, and that is another food source. But really what we first want to do is get them breeding. We want a lot more ducks. We need a big gaggle of ducks, or whatever you call a lot of ducks, I don't know. But that's what we need, lots and lots of ducks. And we'll just see why these suspension, don't know why that was suspended. I'm guessing it's just a rock in the way. That was suspended. I can see there's another thing here that looked like it's suspended. Yeah, well, unsuspend that. So you'll get this now and again, and for the life of me, I don't know why they always do it, but sometimes it just happens. You just got to go with it. I'm actually going to place a couple more containers just to keep on top of everything. Siltstone coffer, and a siltstone coffer. Oh, I've missed one in that corner, haven't I? So there we go, and let's throw a few more doors on at the end there, which we've now built. Our masons have been working very hard, and there it is. So we're just about ready for our barracks to be built. You can see the roof is pretty much ready. There's actually fish in that. There definitely was in there somewhere. There was a fish in there. But, not to worry about that. And perfect timing. Spring arrives. Spring has arrived. And sound sensor. If you haven't got a sound sensor on now, I fully recommend it. And don't forget to update it as well. It's once it finally saves. You don't have to have autosave on, but I prefer to. And as soon as this roof's complete, we'll be able to get underway with our barracks.